Greetings from Africa. My name is Noel Murizo, the president of IFSW Africa region.
And my name is Joachim Mumba. I'm the regional vice president for IFSW Africa. Greetings from the land of the sun.
And we are both going to present our report for the period 2018 to 2020 July.
Indeed, and in terms of our report, basically we're going to talk about the members, in terms of the members in our region. We're going to talk about the activities implemented during the period of reporting. We're also going to talk about the challenges that our member countries have experienced over time, as well as key planned activities going forward. Noel, would you start with the introduction?
Thank you very much, Joachim. The land of the sun is diverse with many activities and many of our members. The region is made out of 27 members with 14 very active. We believe that we are going to grow as Africa and IFSW Africa. We envision strengthening of the associations and capacitating our members and participation within IFSW community and also the social work space.
Yes, so in terms of our vision for the region, we envisage to grow the profession through strengthening national associations and also enhancing the visibility of African social workers so that within the region, social work is recognized amongst our country members. And we intend to do this through the interactions with the Africa Union, the ECOWAS, SADC, and the East African community, so that we can influence, our national governments to recognize social work as a profession. Noel?
Going forward as a region, we see ourselves lobbying for representation for our voice within African Union and also the sub-regional blocks. Watch the space. Africa is rising.
Yes, indeed. As the sun rises, Africa is rising. So Noel, in terms of the activities that we implemented over the period 2018 to date, I think the best is to start talking about the COVID-19. Social workers in Africa responded to COVID-19 pandemic.
As a region, we were not spared by COVID-19. Our people in Africa are being affected. COVID-19 has affected people's livelihoods, their lives, and unfortunately, many of us have lost their lives. And as social workers, COVID-19 produces an opportunity for us to intervene. As social workers, as associations, we have been doing much. There's much discussion, much conversation that has been going on around COVID-19. We are also recognized as frontline workers, and as social workers, we have been found in the front line responding to COVID-19. Various activities have been happening throughout the continent and the region of Africa.
Yes, we saw the majority of our members in our country members, joining the fight against COVID-19. Social workers were involved in the front line. Some were managing, quarantine centers. Others were providing psychosocial support to those of our people that were in quarantine. It was really a stressful moment, even if now at least the pandemic is subsiding across Africa. No?
As part of our intervention as the Africa region, we played a key role in the development of guidelines that were eventually published by UNICEF and partners.
Yes, it was a very good collaborative effort between UNICEF, the Global Social Service Workforce Alliance, and ourselves to come up with the guidelines which were to support the social workers on the front line. Noel, we also had conversations in regards to the response by social workers responding to COVID. Any comment on that?
As a region, we have started conversations that are around COVID-19. But these conversations will go beyond even COVID-19. But to talk about these conversations, our conversations have touched issues to do with what social workers are doing across the continent. The conversations have also touched issues to do with how COVID-19 is affecting groups such as women and children. Joachim?
And indeed, our conversations were streamed live on Facebook, and from our record, we see that we scored well over 12,000, viewers globally. Beyond the COVID-19 response in Africa, we also had a conversation around issues to do with racism. And we featured quite some interesting speakers. And I think there is a movement that is, coming up within Africa, and that Africa is, on record fighting for social justice. We move. Any comment on that? No.
For greater details, those who have not had the opportunity to follow, you can visit IFSW website and also enjoy these conversations. But I think as moving on, we can talk about what happened in Kenya.
Yes, Kenya, the Pear of Africa. Is it the Pear of Africa? It's the Pride of Africa. So Kenya, the Pride of Africa, hosted an East African Young Carers Conference. And this conference takes place every 2 years. Any comment about that? No?
The conference attracted participants across the African continent, but they also had participants from the UK and Canada. This is a growing movement, and we wish them well.
Interesting indeed. And Noah, you were invited in Malawi. Malawi, they're also looking at, the aspect of growing the profession. And we've been providing support in terms of, helping them, get together, get organized as a national association. Any comment about that, briefly?
Yes, I was in Malawi the past October as part of strengthening regional activities. But this visit was following the visit that you had done earlier on. The Malawian Association is working on professionalization of the profession. This is part of what members in Africa are doing to strengthen the profession and also to seek recognition of the profession within their space.
Yes, we also had a number of activities across, Africa. We had activities in the DRC Congo, who is our new member. We had, DRC social workers were responding to the needs of prisoners, especially working with women that were in incarceration. We also see quite a number of, activities in Sierra Leone. For details, no, I think our report is quite comprehensive, and those of our members should be able to visit and read through our report.
Yes, indeed, because there were many activities that happened throughout the continent and within our member associations. For greater details, we would invite you to read the report and also to visit the websites of the individual members and get more activities of what is happening and what social workers are doing within the African space. But we were in Kampala last year.
Indeed, we were in Kampala, the Pear of Africa, at the coastline of Lake Victoria, and where we had our very, very successful Africa Regional Conference. And from the conference, we actually had well over 400 delegates that came to attend the conference from about 23 countries from within Africa and outside Africa. No?
From Kampala, we are going now to Rwanda. Watch the space. Greater details will come about where it will be and how it will unfold. But as always, the land of the sun does not disappoint. It will be bigger and better.
Indeed, we're inviting everyone to join us in Rwanda, Kigali. That is for 2021. So Any challenges? Did we face any challenges as a region?
Yes, while we are the land of the sun, we also had our fair share of challenges as associations. We lack resources as associations. For instance, lack of office space, equipment, and other necessities that would make smooth running of our associations as one of the challenges that we face. We also face financial challenges that also even affect the day-to-day running of our associations. The third one can also talk about the challenge to do with lack of recognition in terms of the legal framework in our space within the African social workers. But let me also say that much effort and development has happened in that direction. Watch the space. What else do we face?
Yes, indeed. Just to expand on the aspect of lack of resources, even as a regional leadership, our vision is indeed to go around supporting, strengthening our national associations, and that requires resources for us to be able to provide that kind of support. And we also realize that most of our national associations are struggling with issues to do with governance, as well as financial systems as national associations. That is a challenge, but we believe as a regional leadership that we should be able to provide that kind of support to strengthen those areas. And COVID-19 pandemic also came to destabilize us. And for us, I think that was really a big challenge. But we still find a way of going around it as social workers, because I think we are able to come up with solutions working together with the people that we serve. No?
While presenting these as challenges, we see them as opportunities. As you are rightly saying, some of these challenges then provided opportunities, for instance, for social workers to engage their governments and also to be recognized and to play a good part in responding to these challenges. So as the land of the sun, we are always optimistic. We know that the sun will always rise the next day.
And indeed, much as we're talking about opportunities, we also talked about, we also realized that the challenges provided us with opportunities also to create partnerships. And again, it is through partnerships that some of these challenges were averted. Coming to planned activities going forward, 2020, 2021, unless you have any other comment on the challenges, no?
Not at all, but just to say we are ready to face these challenges and turn them into our opportunities as a region.
Yes, and then to our colleagues, the delegates in the general meeting, we encourage you to read through our report. As we always say, the devil is in the detail.
Yes, thank you very much, Joachim. What is it that we are planning to do as a region?
Indeed, as we have already alluded to, we are talking about 2021, and 2021 we have planned to have our regional conference, and Rwanda has accepted to host us, and we are going to be in Kigali. We are yet to set the dates and the month when the conference will take place.
We are going to continue with our webinars and we will tackle many issues. Participate in these. Also, kindly provide us with also how we can improve these webinars and communication within the continent and the region. We are also working towards perfecting and coming up with our French webinars as well as the Portuguese editions.
Indeed, I think this is really an endeavor that we want to invest our time and energies into, because we realize that through these webinars, we are able to tell our stories and able to document our practice stories as African social workers. So watch the space, and we invite all our colleagues within the region to come aboard and participate in the webinars. Then as we also talked about providing capacity building support to our national associations to be able to,
Yes.
strengthen their financial systems. We also trying to look at how we can help our national associations to develop resource mobilization strategies, as well as, coming up with partnership strategies. I think that is also one of the things that we want to focus on going forward.
We are very grateful to partners. As the African region, we have received support and assistance from IFSW Global, but also from other partners who have also supported our conferences and supported social workers throughout the region. We remain grateful and appreciate their continued support.
Indeed, we also intend to engage with regional and national political and economic bodies, as we said during our introductory remarks, that we are committed to engaging the AU, the African Union. We are committed to engaging ECOWAS, SADC, and the East African community for purposes of policy influence and ensuring that the voice of a social worker is also acknowledged and accommodated at the regional bodies.
We take this as a key move as we try now to influence policies and politicians in how things are shaped within the region and the continent. But in concluding, Joachim, we remain indebted to our member associations. We are also very much welcoming to new members who would want to join Africa region. And you are welcome to join the region.
And indeed, Noel, we also need to remember one of our colleagues. So we lost a social worker in the DRC Congo, Stephanie Shabantu. Stephanie was working as a social worker in the front line where he contracted coronavirus. And he died on the 7th of June, 2020.
May his soul rest in peace. But as we also conclude, Joachim, we remain humbled by the support that we receive from the associations. We take this as a privilege to represent our region and our associations. We remain grateful to them and we wish them the best of wishes, and we continue to ask for them to support us. Your parting word, Joachim?
Yes, indeed, Noel. And our belief and our conviction is that IFSW is not only as strong as its members. So IFSW should be committed to strengthening the member organizations for it to remain strong. No?
Thank you very much, Joachim. It has been an honor to work with you and to work with members. We pray that they will continue to give us their support as we try to bring the African voice to the world and to IFSW. Greater detail is in the report and the individual reports that African countries have put on the IFSW. Thank you very much. Enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much.